Alright, today I'm going to do kind of quick first impressions of the Voile Camlock 3 split boarding poles. And you know what I feel are going to be good or bad about these things. So first off, I'm moving to these poles from Black Diamond Z poles. You know, I've been having a lot of issues, you can see here, with this kind of little connector piece either coming loose or, as in this one, not even coming out at all, which, you know, sucks when your poles don't work like that. So we'll get these out of here real quick. So, you know, laying them down side by side with the Black Diamond poles, you can see they're quite a bit bigger. One thing that I noticed right off the bat is that these don't stay fully compacted. So I've got both these cam locks closed, and this can still kind of move up and down, which is pretty annoying in my opinion. It's kind of a design oversight. You know, there's really no need for this to taper right there. You know, they could have just left it at that same diameter. It allowed you to, you know, keep it from doing that. So it kind of mitigates what, you know, your fully compacted length is. It adds in an inch or two there. You know, it's got a nice tip, carbide tip, you know, which is pretty expected on a pole like this. One thing, note that it did come with these two powder cages, which, you know, are fine if you're just skiing and you don't have to strap with your backpack at all. But, you know, I swapped them out for these cages from the Black Diamond poles, since it allows them to get a little bit closer onto your pack, versus having these poles, which, you know, force it to kind of stick out. So another thing on these poles, let's see here. They do have this weird looking kind of scraper thing on here, but I guess it's also to help flip up your bindings, which I know I haven't taken these out in the field yet, but I do think that that'll be a pretty useful tool there, because I've always been just kind of reaching out with my hands to flip my bindings during touring mode. So, you know, once you got them compacted, or you're trying to uncompact them, you know, you flick out these cam locks, which are nice, you know, anodized aluminum pieces here with, you know, on the line they say full metal, but these are some sort of reinforced nylon, you know, clamps that actually compress the pieces. So you flick both these out, and right off the bat, one thing that I did when I opened it, let's see here, you know, you slide them out. You can see your graduations on there, 110, and you got it on both sides there. So to get actually 110, you have to go 110 and 110 on each, which is a little confusing in my opinion. I think they should have just made one that let's say you fully extend this black one out, and then your measurement is only on here. But they did this for some reason, and then one, I guess, I don't know if they have this thing that's a stop right there at 135, but that's the only indicator. You could just, like this, pop it straight out, and all you have is this little plastic piece in here, which, I don't know, if you're out in the field and you're trying to go quick and you're extending your poles, I could see that being kind of an issue. You know, that was my very first thing when I opened it up. I didn't realize there was a stop, and it just completely pulled out. You can do that with both sections there, so you can basically just assemble this into 3 parts, which I guess could, you know, make it compact a little bit smaller, but no one is going to want to do that because you'll just get snow and ice and whatnot inside your pole. But, you know, other than that, it seems like a pretty strong pull. So here, kind of show you I'll open this up here and extend it out and see what type of force I can, kind of put on here. What's also nice here is it's not on the black diamond poles. They have the foam grip kind of extends farther down versus the black diamond pole is a rubberized grip, and then nothing here, where sometimes it's really nice. You can see that on here. I use these for one season, and whatever coating they put on there is already coming off, because I'd grip on there sometimes when you're climbing up. It's pretty steep and you don't want to change your pull length, but you just want to grip a little bit lower. So it's nice that they have this foam grip on here that's a little bit lower. That's something I really like. But you can see here, I didn't adjust either of these screws. Let's see what type of... So I'm pushing, let's see, pushing decently hard. That's at a little bit of 115. Oops, that's also a little bit 115, and with enough force I can push that down. That was some decent. So it looks like I can't, this one hasn't budged at all, but that lower one, definitely budged a little bit. So I'll pull that back out there. So I don't know if that's just something, that you'll probably be able to adjust on the fly. But yeah, that one's definitely able to slide. So, that's probably, I'll just tighten that screw up a little bit. Make sure that there's some thread lock in there to keep it from sliding. But yeah, so here I'll recompact this and put it back on my pack, which is the Osprey Camber 32. Let's see, close that up. Yeah, this is I think it's a pretty big design flaw that this can still slide around like that. So I'll put this pull on here, and I'll put the black diamond pull on there as well as a comparison. All right, so I got both pulls on my pack here. So normally when I would put my pulls on my pack, I would just go like this with the black diamond one straight between these two straps. Obviously this would have a cage, so I tried to line that up there. I don't have the cage on here now, but I would use it as a stop, kind of like I'm using here on this bottom one, and then strap it down tightly with both of these straps here. And you can see here that these are, significantly taller. So these black diamond poles stayed fully within this boundary of my pack, whereas this Voile pole sticks out, a couple inches up above. So I think what I'm going to end up having to do with the Voile poles is go in more or less at an angle, something like this, and to try and get that, that profile down. But it's definitely a significantly bigger pull. I may work with something else in here to try and get it smaller. But it shouldn't be too much an issue. I may stick it down farther, but that's definitely something to consider when you're looking at these poles. That this isn't a very big pack. It's 32 size, I believe, small medium. So it's not like, I'm not a very tall person, but if you have a bigger pack, it probably wouldn't be that much of an issue. And so I found the tag from there. It was my trash. One thing you know is it does say all metal overbuilt Camlock, which it's obvious looking at this that this is not metal. The actual cam piece is, but it's not, it's not an all metal Camlock. I would say that's kind of a, misleading marketing term. It does have the innovative scraper grip, which is nice. On the back here, 3-section pull, and they adjust from 65 to 135 with a simple flick of a heavy-duty aluminum cam lever. I mean, I wouldn't really call that heavy-duty. I'd just call that pretty standard. 7075 T9 tempered aluminum shafts, compact nicely. I'd say they compact on about nicely. EVA foam, hand grips, yep, those are nice. And 20 centimeter traverse grits make for ease of use, whether climbing or traversing. And of course, one of the poles is topped with our signature Voile top sheet scraper. So yeah, I'd say this is probably the nicest thing about the pole, and the ability to adjust the Camlock. I think in terms of long-term durability, that's going to be a lot better than something like this, which, you know, relies on glue, which there is glue out there that can withstand this, but it looks like Black Diamond kind of cheaped out on the type of glue. But let's see, let's kind of compare the, you know, the cam locks on each one, and kind of get an engineering perspective, since I've had some projects that I've worked on in the past designing cam locks for mountaineering equipment. So the Voile, obviously, yeah, it's an all metal one. It's kind of see there, it's just got a slight chamfer on there, which I think, you know, adds a little bit, kind of get a view here, which slightly allows for your hand to grip onto there. You know, it's not super easy. We'll see how it works with gloves on. Without gloves, it's pretty easy to grip onto. You know, there is a decent amount of play in there. I do kind of wonder how, I guess they got, you can see they've got blue thread lock on that spot right there. You kind of see some in there too, so it should hold, but we'll see. You can see and hear the sound here. You got a little bit of a positive sound that you can hear when it's closed or closing. So yeah, that one didn't make any sound, but so on the Black Diamond one here, you can see they're using, this is their, I think they patented this design where it's got like multiple kind of layers of sheet metal crisscrossing back and forth with some sort of clear plastic overmold onto the metal there. So this is actually a really good design, in my opinion. It's definitely more complex, but you know, that one's definitely got a much more positive snap. And then, and I never had any issues with this in the field. That's a significantly bigger area for you to grab and kind of flick open. So you see here, I'll flat slide that open and lock that. And this is, in terms of grip, push that down. It's a solid grip in there. And so having this kind of, you know, really thin metal be able to stretch and really compress and hold that is a really great design, in my opinion. I think if, you know, Black Diamond came out with a 3-section pull with this lever, that'd be great. And a Voile, you know, it's not impossible to come up with a design where these don't just slide out of each other. You know, I've designed tripods before, and it's a pretty simple thing to add. I think it would really help the user too. But yeah, so that's a comparison of the cam locks on each one. So yeah, that's my first impressions for the Voile Camlock 3 touring poles. Let me know what you guys think. If you'd like a, you know, more in-depth review after I've used them out in the backcountry a little bit, how they hold up, and you know, if there's anything else you want me to go over. Peace.